right, good morning. Good morning. It is, let me check my watch. It's 2:54 a.m. I'm on my way to the gym right now. And I was just thinking something. And I know it's a little bit loud outside. This vehicle is very loud. So I was thinking something. And it was about the order and progression of the way that you're supposed to do things. And I have to catch myself. Social media is really good. I mean, it's really, really good at pulling you in. And then once it pulls you in, it's really good at making you feel bad about where you're at in life, because you get a glimpse at everybody's happiness and excitement, and depending on what area of life you wish for improvement, whatever you see where other people are doing better in that area, it aggravates your soul to the core. So if you are in relationship woes and you see other people posting stuff about happy marriages and this and that and whatever about love, then it hits you. Versus, if you've seen somebody prosperous in finances and that wasn't your concern, it wouldn't bother you. And then the person who is trying to build a business, and I know for me personally, I'm trying to build a business. I'm building a business. And I'll look and see somebody else like, oh man, look at them. Like, it'll have you thinking that you should be living or doing what they doing without no real idea about, one, what it took to get there. And that's really an old story. But it's so true, because we only get a glimpse. And we think that glimpse is a full picture into the truth, or into the reality, or into what it takes, or into the truth behind the whole story. And it hurts to the core. There's nothing like being reminded of where you're not, especially if you really want to be there. But I gotta believe that your time is coming. I think the reason why certain things have been denied or delayed, and sorry, denied is not the right word, delayed, is because there's preparation that needs to be done to handle it, to respect it. I mean, if it's something from God, I don't believe that it should be something that's handed over or dealt with lightly. Because if it is just dealt with in a haphazardous method or way of doing things, then I got to question whether or not it's from the Almighty. Like a relationship that isn't given the right type of nurturing. How much could that relationship be something of God? Yet there's no basis, no premises for it. Right? I think you should be patient. I'm working on some really big things. Really important things. And it's requiring all my patience. It's requiring all my faith. It's requiring all my trust. You know, when I got down and prayed this morning, I started thinking about how my provisions, my financial provisions, even my food provisions are very much like the manna in the desert. They weren't meant for me to gather up and store away. They were meant for me to get me through the day, to get me to where I need to go, to get me to the promise. So if you know anything about the manna in the desert, and if you know anything about the grumblings of the Israelites, simply put, God said, all right, I know you need energy to power through what you're going to do. So check this out. I'm not going to give you the fatty calf. I'm not going to give you, I'm not going to allow you to plant crops and harvest here. He said, because this is not the place that I want you to stay. But because I know that you need your needs provided for, what I'll do is I'll give you manna, and it will fall from the sky once a day, and you can gather it up and eat it. But don't try to store it away, because when you try to store it away, you try to set up camp, you try to make this spot that's not intended for forever to be forever, because that's what we do. When we get something, you know, we you know, God bless us with a car, and he said, here's a temporary car, go ahead and use this, get to and from. You turned it into a permanent car. Now you're trying to fix this car. You never once realized that it was just temporary. This is not the car you're supposed to be in. You never once realized that the house you live in, this is only temporary. It's only temporary. And I had to start thinking this morning. I was like, oh, I'm getting temporary provisions to get me to where I need to go. Because I don't feel like I've reached the altitude that I was supposed to reach. Matter of fact, I know. Because as long as I can have a vision and I'm not seeing that vision right now, then I know that it's still there. You know, there's been times when I've envisioned things, you know, and then it happened. And then I say, well, okay, well, I've arrived at this point. Then there's been times where I've had vision, like I have vision right now, like I have this baby. It feels like this baby inside of me waiting to be born. And I'm just going through labor pains. It hasn't been delivered yet. Simply put, don't take your temporary provisions and try to turn them into something permanent. They're just intended to get you from here to there. So you got to know that there's a bigger breakthrough coming soon. But you have to believe it. You have to want it. You have to know it's true. And then you have to faith your way through. Period.